right, so last week you... I'll just put these down because that's not great radio.
I got these silicone dice.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly for audio recordings because they're very quiet when you roll them.
Yeah. But you also have...
I have those... I have the official Vaesen dice, too. I don't know where I got them.
Yeah, those... probably from me or Sydney.
Probably.
Or someone gave it to you.
Yeah.
I
bought these. I think I bought these.
You only bought 2?
No, I have more, but I just grabbed like a bunch of dice. But I think I bought these at like Gen Con or something.
What's your opinion so far about the D66 system?
Oh, I love it. I love like dice pools systems. I'm actually pretty soon, as we're recording this, going to be running a couple of games of Ghostbusters, the Ghostbusters RPG.
Oh, cool!
Which I believe, was the first game to use dice pools like this ever. Came out in like 85, I think.
Are you running that, or is it a new version?
No, I'm running the original. Yeah, cool. Very excited. Very excited about that.
That's cool. You're running it, so you're GMing it.
Yeah.
What can you be as? Can you just briefly tell me what can you be?
It's great. I bought it when it came out. Obviously, I was always a huge Ghostbusters fan.
Yeah.
But the idea is that you have started a Ghostbusters franchise. So you and your group, which is funny because they mention franchising in the movie. They said the franchising rights alone will make us rich beyond our wildest dreams.
Yeah.
And so you open a franchise. Usually people do it in whatever their hometown is that they're playing in. So when I ran for my friends, they opened a Ghostbusters franchise in Denver. And so it's we had all the local geography and everything. And it's just this is where the headquarters is on this street. And so it was great.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really, really great.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, tell us. We'll put in the notes so we can check that out because I really want to see that.
Oh, this is not for broadcast. This is going to be...
Oh, it's your private...
This is for our retreat. This is for the Glass Cannon retreat.
So it's a private
game.
Oh, so it
only those who are in attendance will ever experience it.
Like role playing used to be before we started.
I remember
making
those
this
days.
Into a show.
Yeah,
I remember those days too. But I actually, it's funny the difference between performing sort of role playing. This is a strange thing, but I ran into a situation a couple weeks ago where it's how differently I would play out a thing. But I stopped myself simply because it was, performative as well. Or not performative, but you know the word. It was official. This is consumed by someone else, not at the table.
Right.
And this was...
for an audience.
Yeah. This was a heavy subject. It was a sexual assault situation. And I think, but if it had just been me and my friends, I would have been
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's when you're gaming with whatever your group is, it's you can all come to a consensus on what you think you want to allow or you want to explore and don't.
Yeah.
But when you're doing it for an audience, you have no control over the people who are going to consume it and how they're going to react. So you have to account for that.
Yeah.
And
because you're also you might say with any writer's room or any creative endeavor, certain rooms you say things and do things that you might have worded differently or done differently had you been known that there would be a recording.
Yeah, if there was people listening to you.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's different audiences for different things that you do, and
of course it's
you don't act the same way
to a child
around people that you work for than you do around your family or whatever. It's a different stuff.
God, yeah. And if you don't, then that might be the reason why you have social problems in your life.
That's why you keep getting fired.
Yep.
I don't know. I understand. I would talk exactly the same way I do around my drinking buddies, and I keep losing
try to change the diaper of my boss all the time. And he's like, can you please stop?
Please stop coming in.
Now apparently I'm getting sued. Anyway, speaking of sexy stuff, you...
just had an encounter in the woods.
First one with a Vaesen, at least in this game.
Yeah.
Now what Fransisco Alarcon has been through in the past, we can only assume.
Whatever he experienced before in regards to the Vaesen, I don't think it was exactly like this.
No.
I don't think he ended up having sex with the monster he encountered.
Whoa. Let's not assume.
I'm just saying, it really seems like
Yeah,
me and this
lust,
monster
pain.
had sex.
Yeah, exactly. Lust, pain. What was it? Lust, hunger.
Yeah.
All these things that you have
Right.
during sex, and then like
All the
waking
normal-
up, with worms eating your body.
I really want eggs.
Yeah. Smoke them if you got them. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of, like, you wake up, you're freezing. It's in the middle of the night. You're still wearing all your clothing though. Like your pants are not down.
Oh wow. Okay.
But whoever did this to you might have put it back on.
Right.
You have no idea where you are. As far like the creek in the clearing is gone, so
I'm in a different place than I was when I met her.
Well, roll
right?
vigilance. See if you can find your bearings a little bit. And you can also give yourself +2 if you use your compass.
I will.
Woo!
3 successes at least.
Oh, Jesus.
3 successes.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. You know exactly where you are on the map. You're like, that's the stone that I saw before, blah, blah, blah. And you also remember that you have a pack of cigarettes, but you've lost 2 physical... So give yourself 2 physical conditions and 1 mental condition. So you're angry again.
I'm angry, okay.
And exhausted again.
Angry and exhausted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Naked and afraid.
Yep.
But another thing you notice, speaking of your clothing, it seems like it fits you looser. Like as if things have really consumed you.
Yeah, it's like she consumed part of me physically. Yeah, so I'm tired. I'm just like, man, sort of stands up. It's just like, this is even worse than the my lord, if such a thing is possible.
Sweden, what the hell?
I hate this place. I'm gonna try, like, getting a sense of where I am. I'm gonna try to make my way to the closest X on the map, one of these huts.
Yeah. All right. You, I'm gonna give you this. If you take a cigarette out, you actually heal the mental condition.
Oh, great. I'm no longer angry. I'm just coughing.
Yeah. You,
Yeah, he rolls his little cigarette with his shaking hands, trembling hands, and like...
I love that, like, this idea that you're so cold and you're so hungry and everything, but still like, but nicotine will help this. It's exactly like Red Dead when you drink whiskey.
Yeah.
All right, you make it to one of those, what you think will be a hut. And you find one. It's very simple made hut. No one seemed to have been there recently. There's a little fireplace. There's some shelter. And when I say hut, like it's a very basic shelter.
A little shack.
Yeah,
I'm happy for the shelter. I'm happy for the
You can you can take some time to sleep and heal a little bit if you want to do that, or depends on.
Yeah, it's middle of the night, so I think he's gonna build a fire.
Yeah.
And and then get some rest.
You wake up. You've healed 1 condition, so now you're just. I think. What are you?
Regular.
Regular or exhausted, or it was 2. If you took down 2. You were battered. You were battered before. Okay. Now you're exhausted.
Oh, I see.
So you're exhausted, which means you take -1 to every physical roll unless you find some sort of medicine or healing.
Okay.
Yeah, you wake up feeling slightly better, but still hungry.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with this information because, I mean, Jung wouldn't believe me. I guess I'm gonna just try to find Eric Daniels.
Yeah.
To see if he knows anything. Like, at least he lives here. Like, he seems to have some connection to the place. So I'm gonna just find him, see what he knows, if he has any insight.
So you can continue on this path. The path is clear for you
Yeah.
now, and also, since you rolled so well, you rolled 3 6s on it. You have a pretty sense of like where you've been and haven't seen him yet, so you can mark that off, and you can also easily find your way home should you need to.
Okay.
So you walk, if you want to walk, continue to walk down the path. Eventually, you get to a clearing, and there's a peaceful river that you would assume is the same river that goes all the way to Nura. And the sun is already climbing up behind it, so it gives it a beautiful glow. Soft green moss covers the large boulders and stones, and when you're getting closer, you notice that there appears to be a stone circle close to this river shore, not a shore, river, around the river.
Right.
You immediately recognize this to be some sort of religious man-made site.
Yeah.
There are runes on the stones. They're weather-worn and circular. But when you look closer, you see that some stones, they appear to be fractured. The surface split like old bones. From those cracks seeps a thick black liquid, and it glistens like blood in the early morning light, oozing slowly into the water. Roll learning.
Right. Oh,
Oh, damn.
2 successes.
Damn, you're rolling. Fire.
Crushing it today. It's amazing.
Upon further investigation, you see that some of these cracks, they happened a long time ago. Maybe even half a century. But
Does this look natural, or this was deliberate?
you would say it looks natural, like a natural cracking of a stone. Like, at least it doesn't look like someone...
Some, like, took
Put
a
it-
hammer to it or
No,
something.
yeah, no, it looks more like natural cracks. But then you notice one stone that seemed to have been very recent, maybe 3 weeks ago. And due to the learning, you sort of like, wait a second, 3 weeks ago, that's roughly around the time when...
This guy was killed.
Yeah. And then you hear singing. A psalm.
A psalm?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
It's a terrible thing to hear in the woods. He just whips around. It's just like trying to gauge where it's coming from.
It gets closer and closer, and you hear that it's in Swedish.
Okay.
The voice rings like the sound of woodlands and the song of water. And then he's standing there. A man with a simple hat, simple boots, a coat that he's wearing inside out, which you find peculiar. And then you remember, wait a second, the woodwife, if you can protect yourself from her if you wear a coat inside out with a cross in your pocket. You remember being like, oh, that's one of those
Wow.
way to just stand against the woodwife. Since it's not going to matter in the adventure, since you already had the encounter, I'm just wanted to give you that.
It's good to know.
His face is as red as a ripe apple, but creased into 100 wrinkles of laughter. In his bright blue eyes, there's a sparkle of joy. He speaks what you sense is kindly, but in Swedish, so you don't necessarily understand, except that it's a greeting.
Right. Hello. I am sorry. I don't speak your language. You don't happen to know English at all?
He just nods towards you, looks towards the stones with a sad look, and then he takes a seat on the ground. You realize that he has no idea what you just said, but he takes out like this little spread with fresh fruits, and he offers you to sit down.
And I eagerly accept his generous offer of fresh food. I take an apple, whatever.
He tries to find the words. Amicus meus. Amicus meus.
Oh, yes. Me too. I am amicus. Amici.
Precis. So, and you're Latin based. This is Latin for friend. My friend. Esne periditus. Esne periditus. You would know.
Lost.
I am lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you are lost. He says like, no, esme periditus.
No me perdido. No estoy perdido. No me estoy. So I'm telling like in Spanish. So I guess like in Spanish, I'm like trying to like tell him that I found this mujer in this woman in the woods. Like I tell her, like I found this woman in the woods, and like and she made sweet love to me, and I woke up and I needed a cigarette, and I'm very tired still. I was angry, and he just starts rambling about like what happened in Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He nods. He takes your time, and then he takes out a pipe and starts smoking it. Offers it to you, and you don't see any recognition in his face regarding the woman. And like, oh yeah, women are terrible, you know. Like, but it's more like he just nods, and he seems very friendly. Eventually, he walks over to one of the stones. He puts his hand on it and looks extremely sad. And continues to mumble in Swedish. Du måste förlåta mig, he says. You don't know what that means, but you can see if you can pick up what he's saying. Gud, förlåt oss.
So we're learning?
Yeah.
Oh, another success.
He says that may God forgive us. May God forgive us. And you remember now that, right, he's a Christian man. He sings in psalms. He attended church even. That's the few times people have seen him, that he went to church every Sunday. Showed up, this forest man.
I assume he's Catholic then.
Nope.
If he speaks Latin.
Yeah, but I think he's read the Bible a bunch, but he doesn't seem to be good at Latin. But that's the way he... but he doesn't strike you as dim-witted or stupid.
Right.
He's Protestant, most likely.
Yeah.
Or as far as
I would expect that, but except there's Latin.
When he walks over to the stones, he comes over to you again. Mana mandatum meum perdidi. It's in very broken Latin, but you understand that it means I have failed my mission. I have failed my mission. Vagabundus sum, I am a wanderer. And word also stands out to you. Presul. Guardian.
Huh, okay.
He starts praying, and he wonders if you want to join. And you, with some of his attention and care, like he sees that you've been suffering, and he offers you some more like medicine and stuff, and you heal your last physical condition.
As we're talking, like we pray, like I put my fingers in this like ooze that's coming from the stone. It's like dip my fingers in it and like sniff it and like hold up my fingers and like.
It smells like blood.
And look at him, I'm just like, look, what is this? Like, show it to him. It's like, what is going on here?
He carefully takes out a handkerchief and cleans up your hand, as if you know, quietly wanting to like, don't do that. Yeah. It could be dangerous. And then he tries to find a way how to communicate you, but he then eventually starts drawing on the ground, and he he draws the something that you think looks like the forest nymph. And then he draws next to it a man. And then he crosses the man out. And then makes a circle around the woman. Bound. Bound.
Oh.
Bound. He makes like the sign of a chain.
Yeah.
Bound.
So this guy, the guy who was murdered, do I know his name?
Per-Olof.
Per-Olof. So he, I might suspect that he imprisoned or restrained this woodwife. She got free and took revenge on him by killing him.
Maybe. Or you're not quite sure. But that is that's not what that's not, you're not confirming, but that's a nice theory, Skid. But he says bound, but definitely that she is bound somehow.
Right.
And this other creature or man is not, is what he's.
Huh. Okay. I wish that woman was with me.
He roll investigation.
All right. Nope.
He starts drawing other people, a group of people. Blodritual.
Star blood, like what?
Blodritual.
The toilet? There's blood in the toilet?
Ritual.
Oh, ritual. You were saying
Ritual.
I see.
Ritual.
Okay.
Okay. You can gather this with you and you can think on it later, but just for fun now, roll another, see if you can piece these things together. You can still use your advantage, like your +2 on any roll. If you want.
I will do that. Oh! Ooh! Alright, one success.
Your best guess after this back and forth with him is that this circle around her somehow means contained.
Right.
Or was a barrier. And one barrier is broken.
Oh, okay.
And the man appears to be gone. And he mumbles something that you get a sense means. You're not quite sure. He says brutet löfte, vi förrådde honom. He says in Swedish. And you're trying to remember that for later. Like, I'm gonna look that word up. I have no idea.
I have a little like a notebook.
Yeah.
Write it down.
But then he starts continuing saying that this chain is like half broken to some sort of blood ritual that happened a while ago.
Huh. Okay.
Must not break. No more betrayal.
So she's restrained in this with somehow like in this forest or something, and that those bounds are weakening or one of them is broken, something.
So this is all you gathering from this, but just like this might be part of a bigger, longer adventure, but this is what you know for now.
Right.
And then a gunshot breaks the silence.
Where's it coming from?
Senor Alarcon, is that you? Step away from him.
Wait. He is not dangerous. We are having a conversation, please.
Jarl and two of his men steps up. One of them wearing a rifle, or carrying a rifle. They are dragging someone else behind them in a rope. My goodness, you're alive. You've been gone for almost a week, so we assumed that you were dead too.
A week? What? What day is this?
Well, it's Sunday and you arrived last Monday. My goodness, you look terrible.
Oh, wow, okay. Damn.
And that's when you realize, like, you've lost weight.
That's why, oh man.
You've been having sex for 7 days.
Wow.
Well, in your absence, we've found who's behind the sabotage, at least one part of it, and it appears you found the other part.
No. This man, he is not a... What does, whatever that phrase he was saying, like, I asked him, what does this mean?
Betrayed? Betrayed? No more, it means that someone has betrayed someone.
There's danger here, there is some agreement, some pact has been broken. This is where this danger is coming from.
My goodness, you've completely lost your mind. But roll manipulation or inspiration to see if you can convince them that you are not insane.
Okay, probably no good chance of that. Nope, I'm crazy.
Listen, you take your time to sit down. We've got this from here. And they walk over to Eric Daniels and starts see if they can binding his hands. He's not putting up any resistance at this point. You notice also that the other person they're carrying is Kerstin, the young girl.
Oh, okay. Wait. Why have you taken her prisoner? What is happening?
Well, we found her snooping around the sawmill. She claims that she was looking for you.
Well, she probably was. We came here together.
But then it dawned on me. She's been snooping around our operations ever since we got here. She's in on it, don't you see? Senor Alarcon, this is what's going on. They, together, have been sabotaging for us. Please, no, this is not true at all.
Alright, I take out my rifle, and I point it at Young. It's like, let them both go, now.
Initiative started.
Okay. How does this work?
We usually have initiative, or we never have initiative cards, but we technically have initiative cards. So you want like the lowest number. I'm gonna roll for Jarl, and
okay.
So what we do is that the person who gets the lowest goes first.
Okay.
So he gets a 22, 2. So 22.
Okay.
Jarl is a 22. How about you? So one, I did it wrong. So do 1 first, and that will be the 10th,
all
and
right.
then
Okay.
I should just find my cards.
Oh.
2. Ooh.
Oh,
29. 26. But you can decide if that one's for Eric or for...
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know if I'll get much better than that, but...
Let's say that's Alarcon for now. Just
okay.
the Jarl bits of... And then that's for Eric, 31.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Shasta gets 66.
Oh, wow. That makes sense.
Order 66.
And then the 2 goons, they get 43. So it's not that bad for you.
Yeah.
Goon 1. Goon 2. And 23. Whoops. Okay, so Goon. So Jarl and Goon, they go first, but alright. So first, Jarl, he's just like throwing himself to the side, covering behind one of the trees when he sees that you're picking up his rifle. And commands his other goon to say, Shoot him right now! So, and then it's the goon number 1's turn. And he's going to shoot you.
Okay.
And you can try to dodge, or you can try to dodge before we see if you succeed. And dodging means that you need to use your agility and see if you can avoid it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll
Nope.
Well, he fails too.
Okay.
So he just what? So everyone's very confused about what's going on. It is Alarcon's turn.
Okay. Yeah, so it dodges aside like quickly and like pulls up his rifle and takes a shot.
Yeah, so ranged combat.
Ranged combat. This is my speciality. Oh man. Wow.
No.
Okay, 1 success.
So do you know the damage for the?
Damage is 2.
Okay, he's dead.
Nice. Boom. Take his head clean off.
Clean off. Wow. And it's Eric's turn, who screams when he sees this man getting shot, the blood spluttering everywhere. Please, senor, por favor, no blood, no more blood, he tries to say. No more blood. And that's his turn.
Okay.
It's Goon number 2's turn. He just looks at Jarl, wondering what to do, but then he starts fumbling, takes out a pistol, and aims for you.
Okay.
And he misses. Okay, it's Kerstin's turn. She's bound, so she can't really
do anything
just now. Throw me a knife! And it's round 1. Jarl's turn. He looks over to you and starts threatening Eric Daniels. And he says, Alarcon, you lost your mind. Put down your weapon.
Okay.
And that's his turn, and it's your turn.
I'm gonna try to hit him. Try to shoot him.
Nice. You can see Eric Daniels is weeping, but he's also looking at you with like pleading in his eyes.
Do I get a penalty to this because he has like a cover? He's
No.
holding a hostage. Okay. Sure.
No, that was just for flavor.
Okay.
Fast and combat is a little wonky, especially when it's just 1 and 2 players in the wheel. I'll have to do it.
Okay. 1 success.
2 damage, right?
Yep.
He hits his shoulder pretty significantly, and he drops his knife. Like you hit him in the shoulder there. And it's Eric's turn, who just starts praying. Fader vår som är i himlen, helgat vare ditt namn. Yeah, starts crying and crawls over to the ritual site, trying to prevent blood from getting there. And it's Goon number 2's turn. He shoots you again with his pistol.
Okay.
Miss!
Oh, wow.
And then he, as his fast action, he runs over to you, like trying to like tackle you, but he can't tackle you in the same round, but that's what he's trying to distract you.
Okay.
It's Kerstin's turn. What do you think she's gonna do? She has a dagger on her, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, I think she's gonna try to like get at the dagger, see if she can cut her ropes.
Yeah. She has agility 2, so roll. So that will be total of 6 probably.
Okay. Ooh, oh wow, 2 successes.
Yeah, she's free.
Okay.
She manages to get out of the free, and takes that. Yeah, and now she has a dagger and is free, and she can take a fast action as well.
If she could try to restrain Young.
Yeah.
Now that he's wounded, like tie him up, start trying to tie him up.
Yeah,
that's what I would want her to do.
Yeah. All right. So her fast action is to move towards Jarl.
Okay.
It is Jarl's turn. He sees her coming. Get away from me! Tries to stab her.
Oh, okay. No.
Misses.
No. Okay.
And it's your turn.
Okay. So with this goon on me, I'm gonna drop the rifle, pull out the Bowie knife, and try to cut this guy's throat.
Nice.
Okay, that's close combat. Oh, come on. Nope. No successes.
Nice. All occupied with that. All right, it's Eric's turn. He continues to pray. He doesn't seem to want to engage in this combat at all. And it's Goon's turn, who's fighting with you currently. He tries to knock you out with his. What did I say that he attacked you with? Was it was it a knife?
Flamethrower.
Yes, yeah, he puts a bomb on you, a dynamite. No, you're starting to fight with this knife, but he's trying to like shove it back right into your throat.
Okay.
But he is not strong at all. Nope.
Okay.
He's miserably failing.
Good.
And it is Kerstin's turn. Once again, she wants. Yeah, you wanted to restrain Jarl, but
yeah. Well, I was hoping like with them wounded, it'd be easier. This would be more easily accomplished, but it sounds like that's not the case. Maybe she's just like trying to kick at him or something. Like just trying to keep him away from her.
Yeah.
Just try to batter him a little bit to weaken him.
Yeah, so roll close combat, so that would be total 5.
5. There's a success.
Close combat, so 1 point of damage.
Okay, yeah.
He looks pretty rough at this point.
Good.
And it's your turn. It's Jarl's turn. He just aimlessly tries to kill her.
Oh no.
With his dagger, and so he takes another shot at her. Oh, not shot. With his dagger, he takes another stab.
Okay.
Get off me! Get off me! Ooh. 1 success.
Oh.
So he takes 2 points of damage for her. She gets very injured. Not dead.
Oh,
very
no.
injured.
Okay.
And the blood from her starts seeping down to the ground as well.
It seems like bad news.
Mm-hmm. Eric screams at the same time, but it is Alarcon's turn.
Okay.
Or Fransisco.
So it's Kerstin! And gonna take pull the knife away from this guy's hands and make another like a swipe. That is 2 successes.
Well, you kill him immediately, like his entire behead him basically with the dagger. No, with your Bowie knife.
Bowie knife, yeah.
And then with your water success, I'm gonna give you 1 more action.
All right, and then I'm gonna run over to Kerstin with the intent of like pulling her away from there, like just with her bleeding. I'm gonna get her away from where she is.
Yeah, and you're successful in doing so. However, Jarl is still alive. Eric scrambles over and puts pressure on her wound. And it's Kerstin's turn.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna try to help Eric help her, just like help him, like, pressing the...
So they're out of the combat for now, I would say. So it's between you and Jarl.
Yeah.
It's Jarl's turn. He sees you. You traitor. You're willing to risk your life for these two? What happened to you out here?
I know what happened here. I know that they are not responsible. You would turn them in, you would have them subjected to your form of justice. You are why this has happened. The people, they were right. These villagers, the people here, will not listen, but they are correct. You must stop this.
And I want to get him away from this sort of sacred area. I've got my knife on him, and I'm like, I just want him to get out of there.
Yeah. He realized that he's outmaneuvered. His 2 men are gone. I don't need you to roll manipulation for him to figure that out. He looks around himself. Eric is weeping. But then you sense this ominous feeling once more that you felt when you entered the forest, that you're being watched. And you notice that the blood, all the blood that's been spilled is gone.
Oh.
And this nauseating vibration is in your stomach now. And this time you actually do vomit.
Oh, no.
Have you ever been through an earthquake? Like a tremor from an earthquake?
Yeah.
There's something wrong in how that feels.
Oh, yeah, it's messed up.
That's a similar feeling, but it's like this silent vibration of just... You can't find balance anywhere. You're off balance.
Yeah.
And then there's this humming from the stone circle, and you see the remaining stones. They start to crack as well. This black liquid pouring out of them. It turns red and blood-like as they reach the stream. And for a brief second, you see a shadowy dark figure watching you from the other side of the creek. And then it moves away with unnatural speed towards the horizon. Eric says, and Kerstin translates, "It is broken. May God help us." And 5 years pass. This is basically you. Normally you would have the aftermath of a mystery of like, what happened? What did you say to the authorities? But since this is sort of like an origin story and it's tied up into this grand mystery, there's no mystery for you to solve 100% yet.
Right.
But this is like the last memory you have of this. After what happened in the stone circle, you leave that village. Either you fled or maybe you stayed put or whatever. It's up to you. I'm gonna give it, whatever you do, I'm gonna give you success in that.
Yeah, maybe I'm hoping that maybe through what I did, I engendered some goodwill from the local population. Just, stopping this, from happening. Even if I may have caused another problem, at least I took out this guy they all hate. So maybe they'll take its pains to shield me from the authorities. And,
you're used to,
story wise, I'd like to stay in Sweden. So
and you're used to avoiding the law. So in fact that the local authorities,
I killed 2 guys on the way here, in Germany.
Yep, you're so. In terms of they don't have the manpower to investigate this properly. They just know that there was a huge beef with the local population, but they can't find. They find these 2 bodies. Jarl saying that they attacked me, but you don't know. You just flee probably from the scene, so you don't know what happened. But years goes by. 5 years later.
Maybe I actually kill Jarl.
Yeah.
As I'm fleeing, because I know he's just gonna turn me in.
Yeah.
I stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. Or turn Kerstin and Eric in.
Right.
And have them take them.
I mean, I would think Jarl would have to be dealt with, so I would probably do that.
Yeah. Well, the years goes by. You leave this place, probably better still than where you found it. However, industrialization do eventually find it, and the entire area does become steam powered eventually. Mm-hmm. So they do lose the bigger battle, but you did save them on the smaller scale. Your old contact, Mr. Burt, does indeed meet you in Stockholm after this adventure, and he awards you 8 experience points.
Hey, thanks. That is the salary that I really wanted to ask you for.
You do level up as a character, though, so you can use these
nice.
experience points to up some stats.
Okay.
But you're richer now. You were able to avoid the justice of the law for murdering all these people. And what else do you think you do during these 5 years?
I learned Swedish.
You learned Swedish, great.
I think maybe I just this rural village somewhere, even if it's the one I was in or another one, somewhere around, like make a living as a hunter or something. And just sort of establish myself locally.
Yeah.
Try to help the locals, help
Yeah.
the people around. So so that they'll, just try to find a community.
Yeah.
Here.
You do, and you are able to distract yourself enough to not think too much about what happened. However, it does continue to haunt you. It adds on to your list of things that haunts you every night.
Yeah.
And this feeling of feeling like you're alone, that you can't talk to anyone about these creatures, these beings that you know to be true, it gnaws on you, and it starts to become unbearable until you one day end up in Uppsala, a small university town, or not necessarily small, a university town, an old university town of Sweden. And you see this ad in a paper. There's a young woman from England who is looking for people with curious minds. And there's something about that ad that makes you think, this might be something. And you've heard rumors about this Castle Egerkrans, that people go there with an open mind. And at this point you feel a little desperate to find someone who might understand what you're going through. And so you go there. And then a man welcomes you in. He's the butler, Algot. And then eventually another man joins you. He looks quite attractive, in his 30s. He introduces himself as Olaf Kvist. Senor Alarcon. You must have been traveling far with a name like that.
Yes, I am not originally from this part of the world. That is an astute observation, Mr. Christ.
What brings you to Castle Egerkrans?
I saw the advertisement in the newspaper, and something about it spoke to me. There was a call that I seem to recognize. I feel that perhaps I have experience with something that you may be interested in.
Yes. Very well. That does sound intriguing. Miss Andrews, who's the one who put the advertisement in the paper, she's currently out and about, but she will be here soon. I believe you should meet her. We could use anyone with any type of skill, but he looks at you, looks at how lethal you look.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but for definitely, muscles is always needed, if you understand. Well, I would like to welcome you to Castle Egerkrans, Senor Alarcon.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Okay.
Because then you get to meet Sydney.
Oh, I've looked forward to meeting Sydney. I've heard
And,
so much about her.
And then this new era is going to begin. I'm very excited. All right, yeah, this is awesome. But yeah, sorry you didn't get like a better resolution to this whole origin story, but that's
I got to kill 2 people.
Fair
3
enough.
ultimately, so.
fair enough. And it was a very important thing that happened that needed to happen.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
it
excited to
explains
see what the hell is
the
going
repercussions.
on. So.
The repercussions for it.
Yeah.
Remember everything you don't have to remember anything, or do. It's
I have
up
my
to you.
Post-it notes.
It will help you to remember every single thing
Yes.
that happened,
Yeah.
that transpired in north of Sweden. I wonder what happened to Kerstin. She was so much in
I
love
know.
with you.
I liked her.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, kid.
Thank
This
you.
was great.
Thank you.